Okay, so I collect my thoughts a little. So what I'm trying to get at is this ESP and synchronicity idea, the feelings associated with thinking those things might be happening. It gives you a little chill or something, or can. I mean, as you believe less and less, you get less of a chill. Maybe the feeling is a nausea or revulsion. Anyway, there's a feeling associated, and more than one feeling. And that's related to this idea of words creating the world. You know, and I come from a perspective of wanting to believe that and of thinking that words are very powerful. But it's just the element of words to me. See, the whole thing relates back to perceptions of reality. And however great words are, it's because they let us talk about reality. So, you know, if there's an ocean of words out there, a sea of words, it's life giving and things are living in it. There's still the mountains that jut up above, much higher than the ocean, and they're underneath the ocean as well. And that's reality. That's the real fundamental environment. And the ocean's reality too. So yeah, you could create possibilities, but I think people emphasize it too much because really, it's in a social context where words create that. Now, here's the other funny thing though, where I'll give you some credit for, okay, maybe words are magical, who knows? Well, nothing's magical, right? Because everything would have a physical explanation. Let's by magical, let's say more amazingly effective than we would think just in terms of a sort of a reductive, words are always bullshit kind of attitude, you know, that preserves some of the power of words and materially. Is this, okay, quantum mechanics, a quantum computer. If a if the brain were like a quantum computer, well, a quantum computer works by, you know, making a certain thing, a certain answer, more probable, getting an outcome. So, for example, if a quantum computers were to be cracking a password, you know, by brute force, that technique for a regular computer program is it thinks up a password, it tries it, if it works, great. If not, it tries another one. And it just more or less randomly, though, you know, it might not go through randomly, it just goes through in order. Or it goes through the dictionary and then combinations of the dictionary, whatever the order. The, um, the point is, to succeed, it might have to try every possible combination, including just random combinations to get that password. That's brute force, and it take a long time, and that's how encryption works. Is that you can make it so it would take a very long time to solve that way. But with the quantum computer, basically, it tries all of them at once, and would make in a way that makes the successful password uh, the most likely result. Right. So they're all tried, and the one that works, you know, sort of locks in and succeeds. That's the trick of quantum mechanics. Or to use a more, you know, real world example with the findings that the high efficiency of solar light collection in in these bacteria and algae that use chlorophyll, like leaves, so presumably in leaves too, is why it has such a high uh, efficiency, is because basically the light, there's a small chance that when a photon strikes, it will travel efficiently to where it can be used. And there's a higher probability it'll be absorbed on the way. But what happens with the quantum is you put everything in this suspended state where it can try all the paths at once, and only the path that was efficient uh, is observed and succeeds and collapses or whatever's going on with quantum and becomes real. So you can like pick out a low odd event, a low odds event with these quantum mechanics techniques. Now, if the brain was a quantum computer, well, how do you make something? The point here is that with quantum mechanics, the way you make something happen is you make it more likely. The idea of making it more likely actually makes it happen. When you visualize something, which you can do by using words, then you make it more likely. right? If you visualize a basketball, you're more likely to notice basketballs as you walk around that day. If in the morning you visualize a basketball, as you walk around that day, you're more likely to notice basketballs. If you visualize a bird and birds and think about birds, you're more likely to notice the birds, okay? Well, with quantum mechanics, you'd actually be more likely to come in contact with birds, right? Like, let's say the birds were in this alley, but not in that alley. With the quantum mechanics, by visualizing, you'd be making it more likely for it to actually happen, that you would actually be there because when you notice the thing, then it's this way more than another. I'm not saying that's how the brain works, but it is possible. Still, you have to notice it. It's still not the words that are most powerful. It's the visualization. I mean, I think the most amazing creative thing in our brain is full sensory, like visualization, full dreams with smell, taste, touch, all the senses you can get. Not words. The power of words is that words can evoke those visualizations, okay? Now, also, you had a good comment, Fabira, that I didn't believe at first, and then, okay, because I believe in hard truths, and you have to face hard truths and stuff. Okay, but you said anytime anyone says the truth is hard, the hard truths is adding something, that hard piece, to the truth that is not the truth. If they add the extra bit and say, I'm adding that hard piece given my worldview, no problem. But if they say it is a fact that can cause problems and cause mischief and distortion in my point of view, and the truth is no longer just the truth. And I was like, no, the truth can be hard. You got to face it. It's not always what you want to do. But I said, yeah, it might not be what you want to do, but it is because of your worldview. I think that's totally true. I think the truth itself is not hard in that sense, except from a worldview. But it can be difficult to take. So in that sense, it's a good old saying and an idea that the truth can hurt, and you just have to face that and do it anyway. But when you start saying, well, the truth hurts, so forget it, I'm going to live in a world of lies. Yeah, the truth is actually a very warm, and it's wonderful, the feeling of truthfulness. And that's why it's important to be honest, because it's like only when you're honest can you, in my experience, can I really experience the truth in this really positive, it's not hard, it's comforting kind of way. Okay, cheers. I made it.